Hold on, you're gonna have to give me. You're gonna have to bring that question back one more time.
I don't know why, I don't know why.
Funky life, I've been told, all it glitters is not gold.
Mr. Rockefeller,
Are you gonna be? Say that you're gonna be.
The samples.
Marvin Gaye, some Luther Vandross, a little Anita.
It was the samples.
The samples, of course.
So heavy, you know? It was new for me.
Sampling was a thing, is a thing that you do throughout music.
I mean, a lot of people sampled old records. That's just what hip hop has become, still is. But I think Kanye's specific, the way that he did it is he would speed up a sample. That specific style of the drum pattern.
The drums.
Walking on the beat, dipping through the streets, bumping R&B, and I got the heat, roll 23, and I do it.
The hard ass drums.
Drums that he used, when he decided to use certain drums and when not to, and everything like that. Everything was just very specific.
Because he didn't use typical rap drums. Like, he used really soul. Like, he made boom bap cool. He widened the backpack lane.
It didn't lock into one kind of sound, and it was just very effective.
And then with speeding up the soul samples that were recognizable enough that you had a relationship with the song that was being sampled, which made you fall in love with the song that he produced even more.
I remember Slow Jam's record. I grew up with my grandparents, so I knew them ones. Slow Jams that Luther sampled, The House Is Not a Home, was special.
Rap music that you could sing along with, a blend of gospel, R&B, and hip hop.
The bending of genres.
Like the mixture of the two, like it was soulful, but it was hip.
It was so soulful.
Everything else seemed like it was very hard hitting.
There was elements to it that it wasn't as abrasive as everything else that was coming out at the time.
And his was just like smooth and like it felt like you was either at church or just listening to like 70s music over hip hop drums.
Yeah, it was just rich.
Cause you know Luther break it down like, break the bunch. I said.
I don't think a lot of people realize that Jamie Foxx had a career as like an actor and a comedian. Like, people knew he could sing, but wasn't nobody hearing Jamie Foxx on the radio. So it's like, oh snap, Jamie Foxx is actually a whole ass artist. Not only Jamie Foxx, like College Dropout is the first time anybody's ever heard of Keisha Cole and John Legend.
He would get like choirs to sing behind it every so often, or like John Legends or whoever else to just, you know, crazy.
Oh, also too, like Jesus Walks was being played in a club.
So here go my single dog, radio needs us. They say you can rap about anything except for Jesus. That means gun, sex, lies, videotape. But if I talk about God, my record won't get played.
I mean, Jesus Walk was definitely a dope track.
Jesus Walks is insane to me.
Jesus Walks.
Jesus Walks came out and that was a big thing.
I don't know if I would call myself spiritual. I don't even listen to Kurt Franklin. Jesus Walks is like, it's one of the most fire songs ever to me.
Oh, you have a rapper who's talking about God and it's getting played on the radio. And it wasn't like Kurt Franklin type of gospel, but it was more like appealing.
Jesus Walks had 3 music videos. 3. He did one and it was like, no, I want something else. Did another one, it was like, no, I want something else. The level of artistry, of passion, of like, no, I'm putting everything behind this.
Kanye was a different kind of bold and a different kind of passionate when he came out.
It wasn't really like a thing for mainstream rap artists to rap about religion, rap about God, and there was this thing where if you do, it's not gonna chart. And that album was multi-platinum.
I mean, not many people were making songs talking about Jesus or a purpose in that way.
There was a mixing, and not only a mixing, but it was cool to like celebrate God and celebrate religion and Christianity and Jesus. And I think that was a culture shifting moment.
I remember listening to a lot of Kanye and thinking, oh, it doesn't have to be so violent. Not saying it's a bad thing, there's a place for everything, but I remember just thinking, it doesn't have to be so violent.
Like, we're not just about guns and drugs. That stuff is great too, but he gave a new perspective. Because the stuff he was rapping about, the stuff going on, actually being broke, like other rappers didn't talk about being broke or being self-conscious, or even if you got a binge.
You still a nigga in a cool.
That, yeah.
It kind of made other artists make concept and theme albums. Like before that, you kind of had the bad boy formula of you need the joint for the streets, the joint for the girls, the joint for the clubs, and you kind of just repeat over and over. And this felt like you kind of had to have a story.
It was so different that it took a couple years. Like if that came out 2004, by 2009, you start seeing the Drakes, you start seeing the Cuddies, you start seeing the guys.
Obviously J. Cole's and Kendrick's, if you look down the tree, Kanye opened the door for a lot of stuff that's happening right now.
And even from fashion, how people, not only how people dress, but how much they care about how they carry themselves.
Everybody was wearing 3X jeans and 4 or 5X shirts, but like Kanye was tailored. He had the Ralph Lauren sweaters, he had the Gucci backpack.
Polo shirt, collar up, I never saw that.
You didn't have to look like Dipset or 50. You didn't have to, be extravagant like a Jay-Z. You could just be a regular dude who has style.
He was always confident, but in a different way, like it was just like, look what I can put together over look what I have. Creatively, it spawned a generation that was, and the internet tied in with that too. So you have more access to different type of music and exposure to different type of music and genres, and all of that came together and just spurred a new era of artists and artistry.
I looked at this accident as God saying, I'm about to hand you the world, because I had a lot of good records, slow jams, Jesus Walks, already in the pipeline. So he's like, I'm about to hand you the world. Just know at any given time I could take it away from you. So always keep me first.